Good evening. Welcome to our just joined in progress ball game. Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Providence High School for the battle of the Bulldogs and the Pioneers to kick off regular season. I'm Mike Beck. Paul Love joins me in the booth tonight. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing after all that stress that you just suffered?
We don't want to. We will not refer to things as stress. Okay. But we are on the air and happy to be here tonight to inaugurate our regular season coverage of football. Early in the game, Bulldogs on top, score 7-0. And right at the end of the first quarter, Austin Opel with a carry, and he'll pick up maybe, well, not enough. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Pioneers take over.
Another fumble. That's the second fumble that Opel's had.
Okay, that was a fumble. Give us, folks, we're just shaking off the cobwebs here as we spent about a half an hour trying to work out some technical issues, but appreciate our support team that managed to figure it out, get us on the air. And we are broadcasting. 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pioneers take over on the fumble. Austin Opel, that's his second fumble of the night. Opel did score a touchdown early in the ball game. That gave the Bulldogs their early lead, 7-0. Extra point by Litzel Swope. Love to call that name. Hope we get another chance to. Here the Pioneers take over on 1st and 10 ball at the 22-yard line. Dennison, the quarterback at the pistol. Snap and hand off to Smith. Kevin Smith nowhere, loose ball. It's on the ground. Pioneers cover. And boy, they dodged a bullet that time. Ball goes back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 23-yard line.
The fumble was recovered by Brayton Gettelfinger.
Lucky to get that one back. Opel, example, you mentioned the fact that he scored and fumbled twice. He carried the ball 10 times. 10 out of the 12 rushing plays for New Albany in that first quarter. And the first quarter has come to an end.
How about that? Maybe we should take a break. What do you think, Paul?
It's time for a break.
The end of the first
I got all the numbers, so there you go.
All right, here at the end of the first quarter. The score, New Albany 7, Providence 0. We'll be right back right after this on glycod.com. Stand by.
New Albany Little League 12-year-old Indiana State.
When you want the best in oral surgeries, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Paul Love, Mike Beck back here, broadcasting from Providence High School tonight. We thought might be a rainy evening. It was rainy this afternoon, but the rain is cleared out, held off, whatever you call it. Right now, beautiful football conditions.
Absolutely beautiful. Sun's getting ready to set here in the west, and the field is just immaculate. Beautiful field here at Providence High School.
The artificial turf, always kept mowed at the perfect height. Love that. Pioneers 2nd down and 10. Dennis alone in the backfield, takes a snap, drops back, and throws out to his left. Caden Williams gets the ball, and gets the first down as well. Picked up about 14 yards on the carry. Ball out to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Pioneers here in the second quarter.
DeAndre Stroud there for New Albany to make the stop.
Stroud on the stop for the Pioneers.
15 yards
for the Bulldogs.
15 on the play.
Sorry, Paul.
That's the first completed pass. He was 0 for 4 up to that point, so that makes him 1 for 5. And that's a big play. That might get something going here for the Pioneers.
Dennis back in the pistol. 3 split out to the far side. High snap. Dennis controls it, pulls it down. He's going to run and nowhere to go, and basically goes to the ground untouched. I don't think you can give anybody a tackle on that play.
No, you can't. He tried to make that cut on the artificial turf, and didn't happen. So ends up on the 35-yard line, loss of 3.
And that'll bring up second down and 13. Pioneer offense, not much doing so far in the ball game tonight. First quarter, kind of slow. Bulldogs had that first opening drive that took it down for the touchdown, but since then the Pioneers have found a way to get them off the field. Dennis hands off. Caden Williams reverses back and runs into 3 Bulldogs, led by
Pickup of about 3 on the play.
Jacob Zamorano with a tackle.
Bulldogs to make the stop, spot the ball at the 38-yard line.
That'll be 3rd and 10. Pioneers need to convert here. They're going to have to punt it away deep in their own territory.
Punting game's been in their favor. He's gotten off a couple of really nice punts to the advantage of Pioneers, but like you say, they haven't been able to go offensively very, very well.
Big 3rd down play here. Dennis in the backfield along with Caden Williams. Dennis rolls to his left, back into pressure, and he's going to go down. Bulldog helmet comes off. That is the helmet belonging to Damon White.
Evan Perkins pulls Dennis down.
Didn't see what happened there, but he's going to have to leave the field as if your helmet comes off, you have to leave the field for one play.
35-yard.
If I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Went over the rules. A lot of new rules, and mostly safety rules from the IHSAA and the National Federation.
4th down and 13 punting situation for the Pioneers. Brandon Schaefer back to kick, has the ball. Nice punt. Good hang time. It's going to be back. Austin Opal lets it bounce. And it takes a nice Pioneer bounce down inside the 20, and it'll stop right at the 16-yard line. And that's where New Albany will take over at 1st and 10 with 9:45 to go here in the second quarter.
49-yard punt.
Just a quick recap, Mike, of that first quarter. New Albany, 12 carries, 32 yards on the ground, but more importantly, 5 completions out of 6 for 51 yards passing by Dylan Clark.
Interesting.
Taking a look also while we're at it at Providence, not a very good rushing first quarter, 9 carries, -10 on the yard. So in the negative there, and they were 0 for 4 first quarter. They did complete that pass to Williams in the second quarter for 15 yards.
1st down and 10, Bulldogs offensive set. Clark rolls to his right, out. Little flare pass to Colin Sutton, who takes it. He'll get out to around the 30-yard line. It's enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll spot it at the 29-yard line. And the Bulldogs move the chains. First play here in the second quarter.
That's the 3rd catch there for number 9 for the Bulldogs.
1st and 10.
Sutton had a catch down near the goal line in that early drive, but wasn't enough to get in the end zone down to the 2. Reverse play and ball back into the hands of Sutton. Reverse to the left. Dances out of a couple of tackles. Runs into his own man. Knocks his blocker down.
He's still going.
Skirts the sideline.
Sprint to the end zone. I don't see
one
any
man
flags.
to beat. And he's taken down inside the 15-yard line at the 14.
Wow.
One heck of a run. And we've got an injured Pioneer back at the 26-yard line. And we're not sure what happened, but
finally drives him out of bounds.
Somebody's in some significant distress there. We're not sure what happened to him, but the trainers are quickly out there, and the play will stop on the field with the injury.
Trying to find out where they're going to spot the football. Calculate that's a long run.
It looks like they're going to put it down near the 14-yard line.
If it's the 14, that would be a 57-yard scamper on a double reverse by Colin Sutton.
Sutton made that mostly on his own because he was dodging defenders and knocking down some of his own players to get where he needed to go.
It was a great run, it really was. Good blocking along the way as well. Now actually they're spotting it on the
down to the 12-yard line.
12-yard line.
No, I'm sorry, that is the 17.
17, okay. So that changes things a little bit on the carry.
Injured player on the play was Bishop Edwards. He comes off under his own power. He's on the sidelines now, and
make that a 54-yard scamper.
Well, either way you put it, it's a nice run he knocked off there. Big play for the Bulldogs.
At the Providence.
They're in the red zone now. 1st and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. And Clark with Trey Payton just behind him. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Handoff to Payton. Goes to his left. Gets the corner. Now it's a foot race, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Trey Payton takes it 17 yards.
17 yards for the score for New Albany.
And the Bulldogs add some points. 2nd quarter.
17 yards, all right. And the TD. 2nd TD for the Bulldogs. First one scored by Austin Opal with 7:29 in the 1st quarter. Litzel Swopes kicked good.
Payton, a real threat on the ground, and the Bulldogs have been pretty excited about what they have offensively in their weapons. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good as well.
Point is good by Noah Litzel Swope.
And at the 9:14 mark here in the 2nd quarter, the Bulldogs extend their lead 14-0.
New Albany really explosive, Mike. When they get the ball, they're dangerous passing and running football.
Dylan Clark, a 4-year starter for the Bulldogs. You have to think, having that much experience under his belt, there's nothing he hasn't seen, I would think, at the high school level anyway.
Not at all, but I think you add the element this year without Daquan Richardson. They got the element of pass now this year that's going to make them very, very effective offensively.
A couple of big weapons for the Bulldogs. Devin Gummer, Douglas Bishop, of course, Mr. Sutton that we've mentioned, all pass-catching weapons for the Bulldogs, and I expect to see more of that as the season goes on. Timing will get better as they play pitch and catch and get reps under their belt, whether in practice or in game conditions. Sun finally starting to sink down behind the clouds and the trees, entering twilight here at Murphy Stadium, host of Sartini Field, and the home of these Providence Pioneers, as the 2018 high school football season kicks off across the state of Indiana tonight. Lots of games, and you can find out about all of them by going to our website, glycod.com. A lot of action this game and many others. We'll try to update you on scores as we have them. I know Jeffersonville traveled to Pulaski County or down in Kentucky somewhere, and they were losing 36-0 at half last time I checked, but that's been a while. Kickoff taken by and up back, and a nice open field tackle by DeAndre Stroud.
Ball fielded by Colin Flake.
Colin Flake, the return man.
Returned for about a yard.
And he got it out to the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Pioneers take over.
1st and 10. Pioneers.
Mike, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But I just look out here now. Really nice crowd, both sides of the field, and a beautiful night for football.
Good to see Bishop Edwards back on the field for the Pioneers. He came off with an injury a couple of plays ago on defense. Shook it off. Tight formation. Dennis up under center. You don't see that much these days. Hand off to Williams, left side, and I'll be spun out of bounds. Tackled by Jacob Zamorano.
3-yard gain there by Williams out to the 35-yard line. He's not really gotten off offensively. First quarter, as a matter of fact, thrown for a 10-yard loss on his first carry and -6 yards, but he's made those up now, so everything is positive from this point on for Caden Williams. Caden been the leading rusher the last couple of years for Providence.
This Pioneer team won their sectional last year and went down to Southridge in the regional, got knocked out in that game, but a lot of hopes this year for a big advancement in the postseason.
Well, they do have high hopes, but they fully realize playing a pretty good New Albany squad here tonight.
Gavin Perkins for New Albany.
Running play gets them nothing. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Pioneers have gone to a tight offensive formation. They'd spread it out in the first few series, but this time Joe Dennis under center, and they're playing it close to the vest, so to speak.
Well, you know, they got to figure out something. I tell you, you got a big New Albany line out there. The size advantage definitely to the Bulldogs.
Handoff Kevin Smith. He tries the middle of the line. He'll meet about 4 Bulldogs, pushes the pile forward, and picks up about 3.5 yards. It'll bring up 4th down
play.
And a punting situation for the Pioneers.
Smith was 5 carries, 16 yards. He was the only one that really could do much at all offensively in that first quarter. And now his first carry of the second quarter, another 3 yards. Watch this punter now. I tell you what, he's boomed out some nice ones.
4th and 7, and that punter you mentioned, Brandon Schaefer. He's a senior. We saw him the last couple of years. Got a nice leg on him. Really nice hang time. Good snap. No trouble getting it away. Perfect kick. A lot of air. It's going to be taken by Oppel at the 27. Gets through the first wave, and now he's got some room to run and a block. One man to beat. He goes to his left, and he's going to go all the way. Watch for flags. We have a flag down. This one's going to come back, but a nice return by Austin Oppel.
Returns it all the way, but there are 2 flags on the play.
A flag at the 43-yard line, and another one down the sideline at the 31. So
Could have been that, too. Could have been
we will see what the call is.
Well, it must be against New Albany because they are bringing the ball back. Otherwise, it would be a touchdown.
At Austin, I said Oppel, it's Opal.
Opal,
I believe.
It is. You know, there's a lot of rules, well, not a lot, but there are rules changes about blindside blocking this year.
Yeah.
And that's might have been what happened out here now. If the ball carrier cannot see the hit coming, then it's going to be a blindside.
It's offsetting penalties. Illegal procedure of the Pioneers, and interference from the Bulldogs, or a block in the back. I'm not sure what that signal was. But either way,
illegal procedure against Pioneers.
The question is where they're going to spot the football. Looks like it's going to come down about the 35-yard line.
So the ball will come back to the 35. It'll be 4th down and 7 again. So like it never even happened.
Great punt. You got to be kidding. That was a great punt and a great return.
Well, let's see if he's got another one in his leg. Schaefer just kicked beauty of a punt. And Opal made a heck of a move to get past that first wave, used his blockers perfectly, and then scampered up the sideline for a touchdown. But it was exciting for the fans, but it doesn't count on the scoreboard.
Again, he carried the ball 10 times in that first quarter, so he's obviously carrying the load offensively, and easy to see why with those kind of moves.
Not sure what the discussion is here. Coach is having a conversation with the referee, Coach Cooley, having a chat, not liking what he saw. Steve Cooley, the head coach of the New Albany Bulldogs, wanted an explanation. I'm sure he wasn't too thrilled with the answer, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Snap is low this time. Schaefer handles it. Kick is end over end, not nearly as long.
Got a good roll.
Turnout is much better if you're wearing blue tonight. The ball going to be down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Completely different scenario off that kick.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a nice leg he has. My goodness gracious. I think that is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th punt of the game. So good weapon to have.
And Schaefer is senior, one of the senior class of Pioneers that had quite a bit of experience, along with Caden Williams, quarterback Joe Dennis.
They have high hopes this year, and talking to Coach Dennison before the game, you know, they got spanked a little bit down there at Southridge at the end after winning the sectional, but he called that a learning experience and gives them ammunition for this coming season.
Southridge, a program down in Huntingburg, Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. And we've got a penalty on the play before it even starts against the Bulldogs. False start against New Albany. It'll move it back 5. And the ball will be spotted at the 13. 1st and 15 now as the Bulldogs create themselves a little bit of a hole.
I'm impressed with the passing of Dylan Clark. 5 for 7. Actually 6 for 7. Who was that carrying the ball?
Handoff right side. I believe that was Opal again. Opal, just a sophomore, 5'8", 181 pounds. At 5'8" may be a generous spot. He's a diminutive young man, but certainly difficult to bring down.
Got some moves. Got trips right here. Looks like a passing down, doesn't it?
Clark drops back, looks across the middle, has a receiver to the left, puts it in the hands, but did he catch it? And we get a signal that he did. That was Devin Gummer.
Pass is complete to Devin Gummer.
It was second and about 15. It'll bring 3rd and 3 after that play.
There's a 10-yard gain on the play.
3rd and a long 2.
Ball spotted just across the 25 at the 26. They need to get past the 28, so about 2 yards here to go. Handoff left side through the first wave and finally brought down. Caden Williams helped participate on that tackle.
Peyton on a carry.
Caden Williams on the stop.
Man, he cut through that line quickly.
Pickup of 9, first down.
Big 9-yard carry for DeTrey Payton. 1st and 10 Bulldogs, 35-yard line. 14-0 here in the second quarter.
Sun has dropped beyond the sky now. Getting a little bit dark on the field.
Handoff. Opal goes to the right side, trying to get to the corner. He's got it. Cut back. One man to beat. And he's not going to beat him. He'll get thrown out of bounds inside the 20, and a flag comes in late. Was that a face mask penalty? It is a 5-yard variety.
All the way to the 20-yard line.
So that carry will pick up a few more yards as well. He went out of bounds right at the 20. Flake on the stop. If he hadn't been there, it would have been touchdown.
Absolutely. Trying to put a number on that game. Big, long game. From the 35, and they're going to, where are they going to spot that ball, Mike? 20, and tack on some yards for the penalty, 5 yards. On the 15-yard line.
So he'll take it down to the 15. 1st and 10, ball at the 15, inside the red zone. Bulldogs knocking at the door here once again. They lead by 2 touchdowns.
That'll help your average 50-yard gain.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, he's gosh, just a sophomore too. They got high hopes for him.
Clark with Trey Payton in the backfield. Takes a snap. Hands off to Payton. He's going to the left side. Can he get the corner? And he'll get forced out of bounds by the Pioneer defense. Flake again on the stop, pushes him out of bounds.
Close to first down yardage.
Going to be just short of a first down. I think he picked up 8 on the carry, 2nd and 2. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line.
Yard line, 2nd down and 2. Colin Flake.
Marked at the 7-yard line, rather. 2nd and 2. Clark with Opal behind him. And Opal gets the call right through the middle. Dances down to the 1-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
Austin Opal on the carry. Good enough for first down yardage.
You'd think a guy that's only 5'8" and 180 pounds wet probably would be the outside guy, not the inside guy, but he's run up the middle just as much as hit the corners.
He sure has. And, yeah, he's not 180 either. Let me tell you.
Was that evangelistic?
I think so. I'm just looking at him right now. Maybe 150, 60.
Here's the snap. Low snap picked up by Clark, but stopped in the backfield. Good defensive play by James Hoke. Linebacker comes in and
disrupted the timing just a little bit.
Sure did. Low snap didn't help, but the ball goes back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and goal at the 4.
2 yards on the play.
Pioneers looking to get a stop here. That'd be great for their momentum heading as we close in on halftime.
I was going to say down 2. They don't want to go down 3, that's for sure.
And a whistle.
Just 2nd down, so they try to punch it in a couple times, see what the signal is here. And it's offsides against New Albany.
Offsides against New
Bulldogs commit the infraction. It'll push it back another 5, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. No, they spotted it at the 8. Okay. Looked like he only moved it 4 yards, but he's the ref, not me.
Well, must have been on the 3 then. Start with doing the math. Not too tough of math. Again, just 2nd down though, so got.
At their average clip, this is not a big thing.
No, it'll be interesting to see here.
Clark, pistol. Opal with a handoff right up the middle, and he's stopped by James Hoke once again. Hoke penetrating the last 2 plays. He's been a disruptive force in there.
Looked like no gain on that, huh?
If any, it wasn't much. 3rd and goal from the 8.
They're still putting 8 up, so yes. Look for the pass here now. And I'd say watch out for Colin Sutton. Already has 3 catches.
New Albany's been primarily on the ground this possession. And a timeout. Coach Cooley wants to talk it over.
I would too, I think. This is a good time to call a timeout. 3:43 left here in the second quarter.
Do you have any scoring updates that we could share?
No, haven't seen anything from your source. And got a text here. But
well, we're trying to find these things out, folks. We're doing our best.
We're going to pass along if we get it.
Yeah. What was that score that we did have early from Jeff?
That was like 35-0. I can go back and get that better.
The scoreboard update that's presented by the Locker Room. Downtown Jeffersonville, they're the premier screen printing and embroidery shop in the area. You can call the Locker Room at 812-282-8600. What was that score?
It was 36 at halftime.
36
for Southwestern.
Southwestern over Jeffersonville.
Right.
36
and they're way beyond that now. They're probably in the 4th quarter in that game.
And after that timeout, it'll bring up 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. Just a reminder, coming up at the end of the game, we'll have our outstanding players of the game. Stick around, find out who that will be tonight. Little pass to Sutton, and he gets in the end zone.
I told you, watch out for that young man.
Touchdown, New Albany.
Pass is complete.
8-yard pass from Clark to Sutton, and that's all it took for the TD.
Okay, got that sure-footed kicker, Littleswope. He was 38 for 40 extra points last year, so I'd say he's pretty accurate.
Almost automatic. Littleswope lines up. Douglas Bishop the hold. High snap, he gets it down. Kick is up and good. And just like that, the Bulldogs make it 21-0 as we close in on halftime. 3:36 to go, second quarter. Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Providence High School, Murphy Stadium, Sartini Field. But it's all Bulldogs so far tonight.
Very disappointing for Providence. I know they had higher expectations of this. It'll be really interesting to see halftime and see the talk down there. But so far they have been dominated by a bigger, it looks like stronger New Albany team.
One thing to note, and you know this well, you've been in this area for a long time, Providence stacks the front of their season just maybe worse than anybody else in the area. They really test themselves. New Albany, Floyd Central, and now Silver Creek. First 3 games last year, I think they opened the season with loss, but then turned it around. And that experience playing the bigger schools, I think, came in handy as they went down the stretch.
Absolutely. They were 7-6 last year, so they ended up with a winning season overall. Lost to Southridge 47-7. We did that game, you and I, down in, what was the city there?
Huntingburg.
Huntingburg, that's right. Huntingburg. A long ways away, I know that.
It was cold.
Yes, it was.
It was
also October, so we know that too.
Yes. New Albany prepares to kick off. Littleswope. This sounds like a great brand of pretzel, if you ask me. Standing on his 30-yard line, he'll approach the ball and puts a squib kick on the ground, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Flag.
And Caden Williams threw the ball at the side judge.
He didn't throw it at him. He threw it to him.
Kind of tossed it toward him, and but the judge wasn't looking, and he almost caught it with his face.
So that's a penalty for the kick, and ball gets spotted where? At the 25-yard line, is it not?
I don't believe that was a rules change this year, so
they're way out here at the 30-something. Where are they going to put it?
They're asking Coach Larry Dennison what he wants to do. Well, he'll say put it in the goal end zone if you'd like.
Yeah, really. Put on the
Larry Dennison, the head coach of the Pioneers, former player. He's been with this program some 30 years or so between being a player and coach.
Yeah, he played here in 82 to 85 and was with the legend Gene Sartini. But he's only 39 and 38 here, so he, again, following the legend, but he's done an outstanding job here in my estimation.
Well, it's like trying to follow...
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah. You knew where I was going, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. 1st and 10, they'll spot the ball at the 40-yard line, but there's some discussion here.
You're at a Catholic school, you know, so never mind. Yeah, we're wondering what's happening out on the field. Those guys they're not too quick to react themselves.
They're bringing the chains back. It appears they're going to spot it at the 35 after some discussion.
The squib kick went out of bounds, and I think it's automatically spotted at the 35.
I thought so too, but, you know, again, I'm trusting that the referees, and I found out they have to take a test.
They do, yes.
Before the season.
Absolutely.
And score like 85%. So that means 15% of their calls can be wrong.
Hey, I'm a baseball umpire, and it's the same thing there. But ours is open book. So.
Open book. Well, that's cheating. Dennis drops back a couple of steps, lofts it in the air in the sidelines, and it's in and out of the hands of the defender and the receiver.
Yeah, had Demetrius Forrest back there defending. He thought he caught it, and then all of a sudden Williams thought he caught it. So.
Well, it was actually Bryce Drury.
Oh, was it?
Streaking down the sideline and in and out of his hands. Drury had it for a second, but couldn't pull it in. Bulldogs almost got the pick, but Pioneers almost got the play anyway.
They did.
Chewed up a few seconds off the clock. 3:30 to go here in the first half. Pioneers trail by 3 touchdowns. Bulldogs have been efficient, but not without their flaws the first half.
Well, 2 fumbles, that's for sure. By a sophomore.
Handoff, blue pile moving forward. Yeah. Kevin Smith in there somewhere.
Great surge that time by the offensive line for the Pioneers.
And just ran right up the rear end of his guard and kept on going.
Who giving that to? 21?
Kevin Smith, 21.
Okay.
9-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 1. And that was a nice run by the Pioneers. This is a big 3rd down play. They have yet to really get a good offensive drive going tonight. They really need to convert this 3rd down.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes to play. I like to say tight formation.
Hand off to Smith. He tries the right side. He's going to dive forward, and it looks like he's just a bit short. And I have to believe that Coach Dennison's going to choose this as a 4th down effort. He's about 6 inches short.
That's Smith on the carry, did you say?
It is. Give him a half a yard.
Yeah, big call here. 2:22, 2:20, clock running, 2nd quarter. New Albany ahead, 21-0.
Pioneers quick up to the line, tight formation. Dennis under center. Smith goes up over the left guard, and he'll get enough for a 1st down. Give him a yard, but it was enough. 1st and 10, Pioneers at the 46-yard line.
Spot the ball at the New Albany 49, 1st down.
They have not converted a lot of 3rd downs tonight, so that was a big one. And that was a 4th down play.
It really was, and just 2 minutes now to go in the... So they need to hurry up offense. They've got 54 yards if they're going to get into the end zone.
Recognized at halftime to report to the baseball end of the track.
Dennis back in the pistol. Smith to his left. And Smith gets the handoff, but that play doesn't develop nearly quick enough, and he's going to be brought down by Gavin Perkins. Perkins, great penetration. New Albany's defense has been a weak spot for a long time. New Albany's always been able to score points, but had not been the best on the defensive front 4.
Right.
This year, you see a lot more penetration, at least in this ball game.
You do, and good size down there, too. I'm looking. You're talking about New Albany's defensive line now. They got some beef.
Got some heft.
Where's the beef? It's right down there.
2nd and 12. Dennis back. He's going to drop back, put it in the air, lofts it to the left side. Bishop Edwards with a catch, breaks a tackle tooth, and he's brought down at the 9-yard line. They mark it at the 10. And a big play for the Pioneers as Bishop Edwards tossed that ball, and he really close to getting a penalty. The referee not too happy, having to go chase the ball down another 10 yards.
DeAndre Stroud there on the play for New Albany.
We got a Bulldog with a cramp. Trey Payton goes both ways, and sometimes that fatigue can take its toll here. Early season, players have thought they conditioned all summer long, but you get into that first game right at halftime, and your body's going to start telling you things you didn't know.
Right. Especially if you go both ways, and we don't have the benefit of knowing defensively on every down, but we know that, I know Providence does have some players going both ways in the secondary.
Once again,
Timeout taken by the Pioneers. They want to talk it over.
To report to the baseball.
Coach Dennison trying to figure out how to get his team on the scoreboard with 1:02 left in the half. They've got to go 10 yards. What do they got in the playbook?
Well, they got timeouts to hold the clock, but once again, it's been up the middle there with Smith mostly. He's had 10 carries in the game.
Setback, Dennis under center, James Hoke in the ball game, and that ball
they fumbled. I think
it's a fumble.
Got it. Oh my.
Providence trying to do too much with the handoff. Hoke went forward, Dennis spun around trying to get it to the hands of Caden Williams that never really connected, and the Bulldogs come up with a big stop deep in their own territory.
What was that Caden Williams they tried to hand it to?
He was trying to get it to Williams, who started from the left and was breaking back to the right.
A little counter play.
A lot of movement on that play, and with the penetration of the New Albany defense, they were back there almost simultaneously at the time of the handoff. Surprised they didn't just take the handoff and go running with it.
21-yard line.
Big loss on that play of about 11 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 New Albany at their own 21-yard line. That's called bend and not break. Bulldogs get the ball back, and they had a little time to do something here perhaps. Clark back.
Now or later? Just wait till halftime. Okay.
He's in the pistol formation.
5 seconds. Yeah.
And we'll hand it off to Opal. Opal bounces around, and he's going nowhere. If anything, he'll lost about 3 yards is where they'll spot it inside the 20 at the 18. 2nd down, 13 coming up with 42 seconds to go, and New Albany probably not in a hurry to get a playoff here. They may have to do one more. We'll have to see how the game clock matches up, but yeah, they'll have to run one more play.
Yeah, no reason to take chances now with a 21-point lead, that's for sure.
So they'll go out there and call one more. Halftime, we will give you some stats as we have them, scoring updates, things of that nature. But right now, the last play of the first half, it appears to be anyway. Bulldogs run the ball up the center, out to the 25-yard line, and that's going to end the first half as New Albany opens the season in the half with a 21-point outburst. They lead Providence 21-0 after 2. We'll take a break and be back right after this on Glycod.com. Stay with us. More football coming your way right after this.
Hello, this is Park County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out PatSteakhouseLouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vaniers, family-owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vaniers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vaniers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vaniers.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Senior this year, Allie Twinkle, #1 single.
And welcome back here. Halftime, Mike Beck, Paul Love, as the Providence girls tennis team being honored for another outstanding season. Girls tennis in Indiana, a classless sport, so they excel against all competitions. So hats off to the Providence girls tennis team for their recognition tonight. But here we are as we open the football season. Paul, you've got some stats for us. Let us know what you've come up with.
Well, it's dominated by New Albany, of course. We'll start with them. I have them in the first half, 22 carries for 181 yards, tack on 8 pass receptions, another 82, so 30 plays for the Bulldogs and 263 total yards of offense. Providence just really couldn't get off the ground on the ground. The only runner that they had was Kevin Smith, and he was 10 carries, 29 yards, but the negative yards of Joe Dennis getting sacked ends up as a 20 carry first half for the Pioneers and just 6 yards. Passing came to life a little bit in that second quarter. They actually did complete 2 long passes, one a 15-yarder to Caden Williams and another one to Edwards for 46 yards. So they end up with 61 yards in the air, so total of 67 yards total offense for the Pioneers. Had both teams penalized really for a first game of the year, not much. I have New Albany with 3 penalties. One was offset, total loss of 10 yards, and just 1 loss of yards for the Pioneers and 5 yards. Touchdowns, you want to go over that?
Sure, go over that now.
Go ahead, might as well. In that first quarter, Austin Opal on a 2-yard plunge in the first quarter, and the kick by Litzen Swope was good for a 7-0 lead. Then with 9:14 left in the second quarter, Opal again on a 17-yard run, making the score 14. The kick good, 14-0. The Bulldogs, and then finally, nice play by Sutton that time. Collins Sutton on an 8-yard catch and run into the end zone for, yardage 8 yards. So makes the score, kick good, 21-0 Bulldogs in the first half.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll try to find some scores, see if we can update you on some other contests. This game started at 7:30. Other games started 7 o'clock tonight, so we should be getting near the end of some of those other contests. We'll see if we can find out and let you know. That's coming up right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football.
Friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is the...
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for sheriff.
Beck, Paul Love back here at Providence High School. The score, New Albany 21, Providence nothing. It's halftime. About 7:44 to go here as they kick off or click down halftime. And any other stats or any other interesting information you were able to come up with, Paul?
Well, just really the dominance for New Albany in the running game. 22 carries, 181 yards. Both teams, they've surprised me a little bit. Passing has been pretty good. A little bit of a balance there offensively from run and pass. But the workhorse for New Albany for sure, Austin Opal. I have him carrying the ball, how many times? 16 times in that first half.
That's a lot.
87 yards out of the 263. But again, I'm very impressed with Colin Sutton there on his 3 catches. And don't forget that run on that big reverse that he had a 54-yard gainer on. So he's pretty pretty active in the first half as well.
I've got to say, I'm a little bit surprised by the load that Opal's carrying here, just a sophomore. And I think everybody looked at this lineup this year and looked at the New Albany offense and thought DeTrey Payton is going to be the big play back in the backfield. And while he's had a couple of big plays tonight and scored a touchdown, it's really been Opal's show.
It has. And Payton in the first quarter only carried the ball 1 time, only gained 1 yard. So, I mean, they continually gave the ball to Austin Opal. But you can see by his shiftiness, not a very big running back in the backfield, but boy, he does have some moves, and pretty hard-nosed young kid. I like him, especially as a sophomore.
Yeah, 5'8". He's not tall in stature, but he's really making his presence felt tonight as the Bulldogs kind of, I guess if you're Coach Cooley, you got to be somewhat pleased with how your offense is executing tonight?
I think so, except for the fumbles.
Turnovers are a problem.
Opal fumbled it twice. I believe there was an well, Providence also fumbled once. Williams dropped the ball in the second quarter. I think there was wasn't there an INT, or was that called back? I didn't mark that down as a stat.
There was an interception, yes.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I'm not sure who got that. But again, this is going to happen. You put the ball in the air, but pretty nice to have. I got Dylan Clark with 8 of 9 completions. Well, 82 yards.
Because of our technical difficulties, we didn't have this feature in the pregame, but I'll just go ahead and throw this up here and talk about some keys to the game. Let's talk about keys to the second half. One of our sponsors, Allstate agent Packy Page, sponsored this feature, so let's talk about some keys to the second half.
Well, I think Providence already showed their hand a little bit there. They, you pointed that out accurately in the second quarter. Things weren't good with a spread offensive line, so they tightened it down and started running a little bit more inside, and I think they're going to try as much as they can. Caden Williams is their man, has been for a couple, 3 years, and they've thrown the ball downfield to him a couple times, but I'll look for him to be more active in the passing game as far as catches from Joe Dennis, and I'm a little surprised there at that as well. Dennis, again, not a very good ball carrier. Of course, he's been chased several times by the Bulldogs with 22 yards losses, most of those on sacks behind the line of scrimmage. So
Okay, well, those are your keys to the second half, brought to you tonight by Allstate agent Packy Page in Floyd's Knob. For a free quote on your car insurance, stop by his office. He's at Highlander Point, or you can give him a call, 812-202-7271. That's Allstate agent Packy Page. We'll go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, it'll be almost time for the second half. So stand by, more football to come. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana High School football. We'll be right back.
Busy, always on the go. And when you need your car repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop and Auto Service, you can now make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving your family since 1954. At 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. Call Call's Collision Repair at 949-5245. For mechanical repair, it's 948-2778. That's Call's Body Shop and Auto Service. Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports. Located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street, the Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here. It is just at the end of halftime, and speaking of that, wanted to go ahead and point out where we're going to be next week as we get ready for the second half of this game. Just a look ahead next Friday night, rather. I was going to say Saturday for some reason.
24th, yeah.
We're going to take a trip up to Brownstown, Indiana. Brownstown Central. The Braves host the Charlestown Pirates, and that's going to be a big Mid-Southern Conference matchup here early in the season. Brownstown tough. Great to hear this. Brownstown gets an artificial turf field, and we're going to be there for the opening night of that new field.
Yeah, and they got a nice press box too.
They sure do. It's sweet.
I hate to say that, but Lee May, I tell you what, he's been the man. He's had team after team, year after year, really, really competitive.
That's where we'll be next week. But right now we're here at Providence as the halftime ticks away. New Albany up 21-0. The Pioneers, well, they couldn't get anything going offensively. Bits and pieces, spurts and starts and stops, but not a lot of points.
Yeah, if I'm Dennison, I think I'm talking about, we need to get our passing game going a little bit more than it has. The run has not been effective in the first half, so what you got to do is something else, besides try to run the ball. And I think they need to get more pressure on the quarterback for New Albany. Dylan Clark, he's been kind of sitting back there, having plenty of time. It's easy to say to do that, but once again, penetrating the bigger offensive line of the Bulldogs might be a hard thing to do. As far as Cooley on the New Albany side, what are you going to say? I mean, Opal really good that first half, but you know something? I'd like to see him spread the ball around a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to coach for him now, but you got Peyton, you got Sutton, you got Gummer in the passing games, and really an accurate passer out there by Dylan Clark. So once again, you can't complain with a 21-point lead, but you always want to do better.
Well, they put a couple more minutes back up on the clock to give teams a chance to warm up. They ought to just go ahead and make halftime 13 minutes because that's what it always turns out to be. Yeah. Teams stretch that time out, and then they play the game is what this is called.
Absolutely.
So they do their warm-ups for safety purposes. You know, we didn't have to do this when I played.
Were we on the air a little while ago when they recognized the Little Leaguers?
We didn't. We were not.
Okay, I think that's something that needs to be pointed out. New Albany Little League Baseball missed getting to the World Series by just that last game. Got beaten pretty badly by a team from Michigan, and I watched that game.
Grosse Pointe, yeah.
Oh, they were good.
They were good.
Oh, they were really good. So nothing to be ashamed of. But look at that again. Once again, the finals of the Midwest Regional. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
And there was some sort of scuttlebutt today in the news about some concern over the legitimacy of some players for that Grosse Pointe team that just came out this week. And I did see that game last week on television. It was ESPN or one of those ESPN channels.
It was.
And great to see the New Albany boys team honored here tonight at Providence High School. What a great run.
You know, I'd point that out, too, that there was a team several years ago from New Albany that was in the World Series, and remember, they got beat by a team that was illegal.
Right, and, out of Chicago.
But it was done. They couldn't, go back and replay the whole thing, but they got recognized later for the fact that, they could have won the World Series.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out. There's not really any remedy once the shenanigans take place. And in that case, a few years ago, it was clear there were some shenanigans. But I don't know. I'm not besmirching Grosse Pointe. They had a fine baseball team. But apparently something was being discussed about some concerns. But we're neither here nor there. We're here tonight for football. And we've got a half of football to come. New Albany, the student sections turned out in force tonight. They came here early, and they've been raucous.
They have, and I look across, as our viewers can see, there's a pretty nice crowd across the way for the Bulldogs.
Pioneers turned out pretty well. They've got brand new bleachers here.
They do.
A lot of renovations taking place here in the Providence-Clarksville campus. The addition of a great baseball field under the lights tonight. They turned the lights on so you could see it over the way. Football field got turf a few years back. We're going to have a new press box next season, I'm told. But the new home bleachers were installed during the break, and they're a welcome addition to a new press box, new restrooms, new concession stands. A lot of new things here.
Yes, looks good. Really does. I had the fortune of umpiring a couple of baseball games here. That baseball field is top drawer. It really is. Turf infield all the way around.
One of the best in the area.
It is indeed.
And a program to match. Pioneers won the state championship a couple of years back.
Right.
Silver Creek all the way to the state championship this year.
They did.
So baseball on a resurgence here in southern Indiana, and that's good for all the programs.
It's fun to watch.
The second half about to get underway. Pioneers will kick it off to the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs deferred, won the toss to begin the game and deferred, so they get the ball to start the second half.
Deep for the Bulldogs to Trey Payton, number 2, and Austin Opal, number 3.
Imagine that.
That's a shocker.
Yeah.
Schaefer to kick off for the Pioneers. Ball set at the 40, right in the middle of the yard line. Here's the approach and the kick, and squibs it on the ground, taken by an up back. He'll cut it to the outside, trying to get some room to scamper, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Kick was taken by Jacob Zamorano. And Zamorano gets out of bounds. It'll be Bulldog ball, 1st and 10. Let's see where they spot it.
I got 43 on the board. Let's see if that's where it lands. It is, 43-yard line.
New Albany will take over.
Oh, actually, no, it's back to the 38.
They say he was out at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 Bulldog ball. Third quarter brought to you by Ernstberger Orthodontics, another one of our fine sponsors. A lot of continuing sponsors for the years, and some new ones this year as well. We appreciate every sponsor that helps make these broadcasts possible. Clark, a little pitch out to Opal, and he's going to go nowhere. 5 Pioneers on the attack, led by Bishop Edwards. Caleb McCubbin's also in on the stop for the Pioneers. A loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12.
along with Bishop Edwards.
That looked like a swarm of bees.
Is that Opal?
That was Opal.
Well, imagine that. They're giving the ball right back to him in the second half.
Well, you know, I guess ride the train got you here, huh?
There you go.
Second down and 12. Clark back in the shotgun, drops back, rolls to his right, puts it up in the air, has a receiver. Connection with Douglas Bishop. And he'll get about 8 yards on the carry. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3 right at the 45-yard line. Nice pitch and catch for the Bulldogs that time. There's that passing game you were asking for.
Yes, and they had a little pressure. They forced him out of the pocket, so it was a nice running throw by Dylan Clark.
45-yard line.
Big 3rd down play here early in the second half. Pioneers would love to get a stop, get the ball back, get those Bulldog offensive weapons off the field. Clark.
Play clock down to 6, so trying to time.
He's going to get in trouble if he didn't hurry. 2-1. And the penalty. Bulldogs took too much time.
Now that shouldn't happen because he's looking square at the timer that is on the corner of the field from 25 seconds down to none. And that shouldn't happen.
And a quick call by Steve Cooley saves some trouble.
Oh, he did call it?
Yeah, called the timeout.
Okay,
so
5 yards penalty. Sorry about that.
All right, well, timeout is taken. We'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back right after this. Stay with us.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
And welcome back here as they come out of a timeout and right into a flag.
Yeah, illegal procedure against the Bulldogs.
You know, that just shouldn't happen coming off a timeout. You should get out and get set. But early season jitters, perhaps.
But you got an experienced, a veteran quarterback in Dylan Clark.
We'll bring up 3rd and about 8.
That call definitely goes on his ledger. He needs to get everybody set before he snaps the ball. That puts it back to a 40-yard line.
Got trips formation to the left here. Obvious passing situation or formation.
3rd and 8. Clark in the shotgun. And he's going to throw a pass. And it's going to be a pass from a receiver back to Opal. Opal is wide open down the sideline. Only one, Caden Williams there trying to stop him, and he's not going to work. Opal scores a touchdown. It's 60 yards. The pass from Douglas Bishop to Austin Opal. A 60-yard touchdown play. No flags. Oh, there is a flag on the field at the 32-yard line. What is the call? It looks like it may be against the Pioneers. And it's going to be an illegal crackback block. That is the new signal where they take the two fists and put it together.
Defenseless, yeah.
And that is going to bring it back. We're not first time we've seen that call this year, but it's a new penalty.
And that's a point of emphasis. It really has been. We watched that whole video that the officials have to watch.
That is an illegal defenseless player block, a crackback block.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
A 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That'll bring the ball back to the 48-yard line. So they said that happened around the 33. So instead of a 60-yard touchdown pass, it is a first down. So the end result is still okay for the Bulldogs. They keep the ball and convert on the play. Fake to Opal. Pass outside. Sutton with the carry up the line. He gets down to the 31-yard line, and it'll be another first down for the Bulldogs.
1-yard line.
Nice catch from Sutton that time. We've called his name quite a bit more than Gummer tonight, and again, Devin Gummer was supposed to be the superstar, the one we were expecting to see the most action from.
17-yard pass play that time to Sutton.
Gummer split wide to this side, near side. Opal with a carry. And he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Nice fake that time. I was watching the quarterback, Dylan Clark, hand the ball off to Oper on the inside, handoff, fake the pass.
He continued that fake out with the arm motion.
He did, but didn't do any good.
No.
0 yards on the play.
A lot of that is to freeze the linebackers and the D-backs to keep them on their receivers who should be running a fake down the sidelines.
Right, anybody keying on the quarterback, you're watching his motion. 2nd and 10.
Out of the shotgun, Clark drops back. Now he rolls to his right.
Oh, 77 holding.
An offensive hold's going to bring this play back. Pass was to Gummer.
They could decline the penalty.
There is a flag on the play.
That was a loss on the play, but we'll see how this washes out with the penalty. They'll say the flag was at the 37-yard line, and it's a from the spot of the foul type of penalty. You have to think Providence is going to take the yards and not the down. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before on this broadcast. It won't be the last time if I am now.
Waiting to see, but there's an obvious block in the back by number 77 for New Albany.
That was Thomas Parson.
Tackle Parsons.
They've got some big uns up there across the front of the line. Stout men. Men of girth.
10 yard. However you want to say it. Eh?
Yeah, 10-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty.
The ball is on the what? 47?
Yeah, ball on the 47. So
26.
Double. It's a reverse.
Sutton gets the call on the reverse. Tries to thread the needle and gets jammed up there at the last second. Picked up all that running and he only picked up a yard. That's the trouble with a reverse, is you can run for 20 yards and not go anywhere.
He eluded a tackle nicely in the backfield, but just the pursuit actually caught up with him. You just can't string it out that long.
Good defense by the Pioneers brings up 3rd, and I believe it's 25 yards to go. And of course, the coach has a play in the playbook for 3rd and 25. It's called drop back and throw it downfield. Clark rolls to his right, puts it in the air, has a receiver. It's out of bounds. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Big defensive stand that time from the Pioneers, courtesy of a New Albany penalty, which really put them in a hole. That hold from Parson really pushed the Dogs back.
Ball is on the Providence 46-yard line.
And Clark going to be deep. Is he the punter?
Yes, he is.
As well as the quarterback.
He did.
I was hoping it'd be Litzelswobe. I mean, he's just a place kicker. He's a specialty guy. I do one thing. If it's on the ground, I'll kick it.
Another flag. Now it's getting a little bit ragged out here.
Believe this is going to be on the Dogs. It is. That'll push it back another 5. New Albany at one point was down at the 31-yard line with a 1st down. Now they're back in their own territory.
That's the 4th penalty against the Bulldogs.
At their own 49.
Total of 35 yards in penalties.
4th and 30.
Nice kick.
Great kick. Going to take a bounce.
Williams
about
the 12-yard line.
Shepherded it right out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and almost thought he might wait for a bounce to come up and take off, but it didn't bounce well, and so he just kept sidestepping.
Pretty good punt, about 40 yards for Dylan Clark.
Bulldog.
First time for Providence here in the second half. First 4 minutes went to the Bulldogs, and 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Providence football, 1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line. Not a very good place to start.
Coach Dennison has to be a little, I guess, disappointed with the output of his backfield tonight.
Not much yardage on the ground, that's for sure.
Hand off. Caden Williams goes to the right. There's nowhere to go. Goes back to his left. Finds a hole. And now he's going to go down the sidelines.
Got speed.
It's a foot race. He's at the 40, the 30, and knocked out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Big run for Caden Williams.
Into New Albany territory. Finally pushed out of bounds by Keon.
Big run from Caden Williams to see where they spot that ball, but a heck of a run.
6:38.
He has a lot of speed, but that defensive backfield for the Bulldogs pretty fast too, and they were able to catch up with him.
Had the angle of pursuit. Down the
24-yard line of New Albany.
And they'll spot it at the 24.
So that's 26. That's a 64-yard run. Actually, run or pass.
That was a handoff run. Big burst of yards there for Caden Williams. Been relatively quiet tonight, but
that's a big lift for Providence now. They can get some momentum on their side.
Flip the field, that's for sure.
Was a nice stop and go run by Caden Williams, though. It looked like he was going to be trapped in the backfield on the sweep. Made nice cut back, got a couple blocks, and
found a seam.
Found a seam for 64 yards.
Dennis in the pistol. To his left, Kevin Smith. Well, wait the snap. There it is. Snap a little high, and that messes his timing up. He's going to run for his life to the right and be thrown down.
Dennis caught from behind.
He's caught by Brendan Sandvin.
I believe it's right back to the line of scrimmage.
Sandvin, just a sophomore, 5'10", 158 pounds. But Dennis really, with that high snap, he really messed up his timing once again.
Absolutely.
Their starting center went out with an injury. That's Braden Gendelfinger. He got injured on the first play of the ball game.
That's tough.
And he tried to stay in there but couldn't do it. So the new center, Peyton DeLucio, not quite the reps, I would imagine. Another snap this time. Dennis gets it, hands off to Smith. Dances around and maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yardage on the play.
Not much there.
I believe it is back to the line of scrimmage.
Going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Along with Corian Gibbons there.
Third quarter action, 6:47 to go.
4-yard line will bring up.
Pioneers trail the Bulldogs by 3 touchdowns, but they're hoping to knock on the door, maybe get some points out of this possession.
Bad down, though. 3rd and 10. He'd like to have it closer than that. This is really an important down for Providence. They need to get something going offensively.
Dennis in the pistol, Smith to his right. Starts a motion. They're looking to set up a screen, and it's not there. Dennis going to be thrown down.
Joe Dennis caught in the backfield, sack for a loss.
And they're going to say it's a sack for a loss all the way back to the 38-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down for Providence.
14-yard loss.
Back to the 38-yard.
Coach Dennison.
14 on the play.
And we got an injured Pioneer on the ground.
He just doesn't have time. I mean, he's taking this 3-step or a 5-step drop, and he turns around and he's looking at white, red, and black jerseys pouring in on him.
The injured Pioneer, Brandon Bissig. Looks like it's an ankle, maybe a knee. Don't know for sure what it is. While they tend to him, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back right after this. You're watching GlideCod.com coverage. Kentuckiana High School football. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly, designing, building, innovating.
Mike Beck, Paul Love back here at Providence High School. Bissig comes off the field. Glad to see not a serious injury. It doesn't appear to be.
Got some couple scores coming in now. Silver Creek 7 at Charleston, 18. 18-7 Charleston into the 3rd. 27-3 Floyd Central behind against Mayo.
Punt situation. Schaefer gets it up, tries to angle it to the right. It's going to hit, take a pretty decent bounce.
Great kick.
They'll pin him back inside the 15-yard line. Nice kick by Brandon Schaefer. 21-0 New Albany, really demonstrating their offensive prowess tonight.
Another score real quickly. Jeff loses big to Southwestern 50-0. Somerset, Kentucky. That's not southwestern of Madison. That's Somerset, Kentucky. Let's not get that confused.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the scoreboard update brought to you tonight by State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb of New Albany. For great, friendly service from someone you can count on, call Teresa Lamb at 812-945-8088. Scoreboard update brought to you by State Farm Agent Teresa Lamb. Mike Beck, Paul Love with you tonight here at Pioneers Murphy Stadium, the home of Sartini Field.
Interesting.
You know, when you got so many people to honor, you just start naming the goalposts.
What a name that was. That's back when I played basketball at Clarksville.
Quick play, Bulldogs running to the right. He's got everybody beat. Down the right sideline, he's going to get caught from behind. Runs out of gas at right about the 20-yard line. We'll see who that was. I believe that was Malachi Peters. 6 foot, 155-pound junior, and that play fooled everyone.
Sure did. Where's the ball being spotted? Ball on the 19-yard line. 69 yards.
69 yards.
Nice run from Peters. That came out of nowhere. A lot of fake in the backfield.
Was it a single handoff? I was not looking.
It's kind of a bit of a reverse on that play. Bulldogs getting some underclassmen in the game. Ronnie Brown, the carry for the Bulldogs off the right side, and he'll pick up a few yards. And we got another Pioneer with a cramp. That's James Hoke, and you can tell it's a cramp by the way they grab their foot, try to pull it back because that calf muscle locks up on him, and Hoke's going to have to come out of play. He'll be spelled by Cole Krininger. Krininger in.
How many yards? That was about a 5-yard gain for Brown, wasn't it?
Brown picked up 5, his first carry of the night. New Albany getting second team offensive players in the action. Dylan Clark staying at the quarterback spot. New Albany up by 3 touchdowns with 5:09 to go in the third quarter. Brown, he looked like a little fire plug back there. He's the same height as Opal, but I'm going to say he's got 40 pounds more on him. And he'll get the ball this time left side. Nice jump move.
All right, nice cut. 6.
Once again.
And he gets down inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. And it'll be first and go Bulldogs.
Now, was that Winford or Brown?
That was Brown again.
Brown again, okay. It's an 8-yard gain. So fast I can't keep up.
First and goal Bulldogs, 4:44 to go in the third quarter in a game that's been primarily all Bulldogs.
Mickey, I lost you.
Brown the single setback. Clark keeps it. He's going to pass. Throws it down at the feet of his receiver. I believe that was Gummer.
How much? You keep on fading out.
And it's going to be incomplete. It'll bring up second down.
Mickey,
yes.
I lost you again.
It was first and down at the 6.
Just special.
So that would make it 7.
That's all I got.
Second down, really.
Second and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. Bulldogs.
Thank you.
They moved the ball up and down the field. They haven't scored a ton of points tonight due to some penalties and mistakes. Widespread offense, 3 to the near side. Hand off to Brown, and he's tripped up in the backfield. James Hoke got him, and Brown is hurt. I think I know what that injury is, and he may be done. So that is not
a knee.
No, I believe he landed on his arm.
Oh, thank you.
I believe he landed on his left arm awkwardly, and he is going to be done for the evening. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Stand by. More coverage coming your way right after this on Glycod.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Mike Beck, Paul Love back here at Providence High School. Not exactly sure what happened. It looked to me like an arm injury. Ronnie Brown able to get off the field under his own power, but in quite a bit of pain on the ground. And the way he landed, it looked like an arm injury. But
well, hope for the best.
Yeah, we can hope for the best. Sometimes those injuries will scare you and not turn out to be as bad as they appear.
We hope.
3rd and goal, ball at the 9. Clark keeps it, rolls to his left, puts it in the air, into the hands
13
of Malachi Peters, and he'll get the touchdown.
Peters good for the score.
As he threads the needle and gets into the end zone. And you're seeing a lot of Pioneer players getting dinged up here. This time it's Caleb McCubbins. He got up gingerly, and he's been working that leg, trying to get back up to speed. Bulldogs going for the extra point here. They need a kicker to do it, though. And I don't see Mr. Litzel-Swope anywhere.
Have to call timeout.
So apparently they're going to have to. 21 seconds on the play clock, and he better hustle. Yeah. Don't hurry or anything. They're going to have to call timeout, I think.
7 seconds on the play clock. They can get it down yet.
They
4,
better.
3, 2. It's right in front of him. He got it. That's amazing. He made it.
All right, that's
Goodbye, Noah Litzel-Swope.
Litzel-Swope gets the kick through, but I got to tell you, if I'm coach, the first thing I do when he gets to the sideline is get in his ear.
What are you doing?
When you run out on the field in this team, you run on the field. Bulldogs push the lead to 28-0 over Providence. 3:42 to go in the 3rd quarter.
There it is. Yep.
Seeing some new faces, calling some new names.
Malachi Peters on the touchdown that time.
Yep. Keandre Winford got a 69-yard run. I like the combination that Coach Cooley's got with his run and pass offense. You ask me, the best teams are those that can do both.
Do both, yeah. I wouldn't say the Bulldogs are in mid-season form yet. They kind of sloppy here and there. A few too many penalties, but they do have the weapons.
They do. They also have a schedule that involves Columbus East.
And Castle.
And
New Albany will host Castle next week. We ostensibly will be covering that Columbus East game, 5th week of the season, on Glycod video coverage from New Albany. That is at least our goal. Litzel-Swope seemed to find the field to get ready to kick off, so he's out there.
He's diminutive. I mean, as you look at him, he can't weigh 140 pounds, can he?
I wouldn't think so. He's on his approach.
A little soccer kind of guys.
A squib kick to the up back, and he'll go straight to the ground. Ball taken by Kevin Reed, and he just falls on it. Smart move, Kevin.
41-yard line.
Fielded by Kevin Reed.
That'll be a first down for the Pioneers at the 40-yard line.
They're on 40.
Not bad field position if they can do something with it. Almost half a field to go for points.
That's a bad spot. It was on the 41. I swear it was. I wrote that down already. The bad spot, a whole 1 yard off.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. All right, Providence, let's get something going here. 3:40 left in the 3rd quarter.
Pioneer faithful in blue tonight. A little disappointed, 28-0 score. Smith, the single setback, takes the handoff. He's met at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to go anywhere. Finally thrown down by a host of Bulldogs. Bryce Murphy, one of those players. And we got another Bulldog down.
You know, they're marking that on the 40-yard line again. I know I'm right on the yard line. It was the 41. He had a 1-yard gain.
He did, and we got a player that is injured. It looks to be another cramps.
Yeah, it's cramped the way they stretch the leg. And again, you expect that at this stage of the game, first season game.
Folks often ask, a cramp, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
They hurt.
I've had those cramps, and it's as if your leg becomes a steel rod, and it is the most excruciating pain, and it just doesn't relax, doesn't release. A lot of that is potassium.
I've played racquetball before, and go to bed at nighttime, and all of a sudden it's boing. It hurts. It hurts so much.
I had one of those cramps myself a couple nights ago. In the middle of the night, I woke up with it, and I thought I was going to wake the neighbors.
Not to make fun of the player. It hurts. It really, truly does.
It certainly does.
I hope that's what it is, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, they can continue to attend to him. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more football coverage right after this on GlideCod.com. Stay with us, folks.
Neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
GlideCod.com is the premier online source for the most in-depth coverage of high school sports. From the best in play-by-play events to real-time score updates and a gallery of the area's top performers, GlideCod.com is a must-click for more on your favorite team. Browse and watch, video, audio, live, and archived. That's GlideCod.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter too at GlideCod.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Providence High School, Murphy Stadium, Sartini Field. But it's been all Bulldogs tonight, 28-0. Third quarter, Bryce Murphy off the field after that cramp finally releases, and it's a 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers. Caden Williams with a handoff through the first wave, but can't make more than about 4 yards on that carry. He'll be out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Albany spot the ball at the 44.
Pioneers starting to run out of time, Paul, to put together an offensive series to get some points.
Well, when you haven't broken into the end zone yet, you'd have to agree. They just need to open the game up a little bit if they can. 4-yard gains are not going to get them back in this game, that's for sure. 2:53 left in the third quarter.
They're hoping Williams can break one of those off again. Williams goes in motion. Dennis drops back. They're going to find him out in the flat. He gets the pass, and he'll pick up another 4. It'll bring 4th down.
Pass complete.
4th and 2 at the 48-yard line. And you got to believe that at this point, Coach Dennison's going to say, let's give it a shot.
Demetrius Forrest there to make the tackle for New Albany.
4th and 2. Big 4th down play for the Pioneers. And we got another Bulldog having a cramp. Another injury timeout as he's trying to stretch it loose. Somebody get these kids some bananas.
Phosphorus, or potassium.
Potassium, yeah.
Potassium.
they say Gatorade, and they have all these sports drinks, but you know what? As long as I've been watching, kids have been getting cramps, and I don't know that all the sports drinks in the world are going to stop that.
No, they're not. It's a matter of dehydration.
That's Ian Hoagland, who's being tended to. He'll go down to the ground and get looked at. While he does that, we'll take a quick break and catch up on some of our sponsors who we missed out early on. We'll be right back right after this on Glycod.com. Stay with us, folks.
Neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there, in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports. Located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street, The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Mike Beck, Paul Love back here at Providence High School, opening night of the regular season. And, it's been a lot of work to get to this point. I'm just kind of glad to be sitting in a chair calling a football game again. You have no idea the things that we've done. And Glycod.com committed to elevating our game each and every game and each and every season. We have some new cameras and some new things that will be unveiled as season moves along. Kevin Smith with a first down. Nice run. He picked up a big 4th down, converted.
Yardage good enough for first.
And we'll see where they spotted. Yeah, he's down to the 43-yard line, so that's a big pickup for Smith.
5-yard gain.
1st and 10.
Pickup of 9 on the play.
That was actually a 9-yard gain. Yeah, he was on the other side of the 50.
That's right. I'm sorry. 9 it is.
1st and 10 on the 43, and that's got to be a big boost for the Pioneers. This game's really slowed down in the third quarter. Still a minute and a half or so to go.
Well, mostly because of the cramps. Stoppage of play.
Tight offensive line formation. Man in motion is Williams. Handoff to Smith. Goes to his left. Tries to bounce it outside. One man to beat. Late flag in the play. Thrown in the backfield. That could be a block in the back.
Holding.
A holding call.
Going to bring it back.
Well, that's one way to get a hole open.
Yeah.
Not a bad run from Smith, but this one's getting called back.
The man in the white cap, the referee, made that call out of the backfield. Is that a 10-yard penalty?
It is a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That makes it very bad when it's in the backfield.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, it was on the 43. It's going to be on the 48 now. Opposite field.
Back to the 40, to the Pioneer 48-yard line.
So it is a first down again. But it's 1st and 19.
Too bad. Good run that time by Smith.
Man in motion. Williams gets the handoff, goes to the right, trying to get to the corner. Got one man out in front.
Caden Williams on the carry.
Colin Flake trying to get him some room to wiggle, but just not enough there. Not a bad run for Williams. He picked up 11 on the carry. It'll bring 2nd down and 8. So I guess it's 1st and 19. It's now 2nd and 8.
Got a good piece of it. 2nd and 8. It's doable. Providence, and a trips right, split left, so passing formation.
Williams set on the near side. He'll go into motion back to the left, and he'll take the handoff, bounces back. Big mistake, reverses field. Joe Dennis there to throw a block. Williams turns it up, heads north and south finally, and gets down close to the 35-yard line. Nice run by Caden Williams, making something out of nothing.
At a 5-yard, I got that one right, 5-yard gain.
He keeps running like that. I'm going to call him Rumpelstiltskin because he turned straw into gold that time.
There you go.
3rd down and 3 for the Pioneers, under a minute to go in the third quarter.
39 seconds to be exact. Clicking down now to 35.
Maybe the last play of the quarter.
Trips package to the right.
And they'll stay in pass. Dennis going to throw it downfield, has a receiver in Flake, can't make the connection. Flake covered by Devon Stovall. And the pass goes over his hands and incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 18 seconds.
I wish I could see a replay of that. Can you wind that back? Because I think the offensive player pushed off.
Even if I could do a replay, I'm not showing you.
18.1 seconds in the third quarter. Providence desperately needs to get into that end zone. They don't want to get shut out in this home opener.
4th down. The guys with the chains got a little confused.
4th down and about 3.
It's going to be 4th and 3, and the Pioneers are going to take a timeout and talk about it. Coach Dennison wants to give them some words of wisdom. We'll let him do just that. We'll take a break and be right back right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stay with us.
W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly, designing, building, innovating.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here in the booth. Coach Larry Dennison talking to his team. Head coach of the Pioneers took a timeout there as it's a big 4th down play. And
kind of playbook they got here. Reach into the trick bag maybe a little bit.
Coach Dennison, been the head man since the retirement of Coach Sartini several years back. Sartini, a legend in these parts, and well-deserved.
Absolutely.
Excellent football coach, and trained up not a lot of football players, but also a lot of men.
This is the 8th season for Coach Dennison.
Dennis, quick out pass to Caden Williams.
Green not going to go anywhere.
Bulldogs sniffed that one out.
Caden Williams dropped for a loss. The ball will go over on down.
Tackled by Gavin Perkins.
Perkins was there for New Albany.
Great penetration. He read that play well and was right there to meet Caden Williams as soon as Williams' hands touched the ball. And with 12.5 seconds, the ball will go back over to New Albany, but we have another player down with cramps. Somebody get those kids an IV on the sideline.
Let that clock get down. 12.5 seconds here, still in the third quarter.
Well, we've talked quite a bit about Coach Dennis and Steve Cooley, the head man at New Albany, and he has now in his 2nd year as the leader of the program, kind of thrown into the Lions' Den last season.
He was.
Late in the summer.
Yeah, you go back into his history, he started out at Fort Wayne Harding.
Yep.
In 1994 to 99, they went to Jeff from 2000 to 2009, and then Clarksville for 5 years, from 2010 to 15, and now he's in his 2nd year here at New Albany, where he was 5-5 last year.
And you have to believe you've served in various capacities at the high school level, coach, athletic department. You know what it takes for a coach to come in and establish a program, and to be thrown into the head coach role late in July when you've got games, 3-4 weeks later.
Very hard.
How do you even begin to build a program? I really think that you in some ways, could say this is really his team now.
Yeah, I think so too. And we didn't get a chance to play his interview, but I really, really liked and enjoyed his interview. They're not afraid to play anybody in the season. They think they'll get better as a result of that. And he just has really what I think is an excellent attitude toward the game, and doing a good job there at New Albany.
I don't think he expected to be the head coach of the Bulldogs if you'd asked him 14 months ago.
Right, and he didn't expect to be the head coach at Clarksville probably when he took that job over.
Yeah.
But, give him credit. He goes where he's needed, and he's doing a good job at New Albany. Got a nice team.
Bulldogs will take over. Just 12 and a half seconds left here in the third quarter. I don't know what we'll see, much if anything here, but Steve Cooley and his Bulldogs right now hold the Pioneers at bay. They're up by 4 touchdowns, and they've got the ball. 1st and 10, ball to 42. Fake a handoff. Clark throws it.
Get intercepted?
And it appears it was. Interception, Pioneers at midfield. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Pioneer ball.
Waiting for a call. What's the deal?
What happened? They say it was an incomplete pass.
Absolutely.
I thought for sure that was a pick by Caleb McCubbins, but referee saw it differently, and he was much closer.
Got a score coming in at Silver Creek. Wait a minute. Hold it if I can find that.
I believe you.
Silver Creek 14 at Charleston 32. 32-14. Charlestown over Silver Creek, a final.
Speaking of Charlestown, we will see them next Friday night at Brownstown Central. That Brownstown Central game's shaping up to be a good one.
Another score, Mayo 41, Floyd 3 with 3:17 left in the fourth quarter. Got another penalty?
New Albany, yes. They're trying to stretch this third quarter into the record books as far as length of quarter and penalties.
That's a 5th penalty in the
and cramps
in the second half, or third quarter actually.
Bulldogs gotten a little sloppy here in the second half. This should be the last play of the third quarter. Clark in the shotgun. Opal was on the right. They move him to the left. He drops back. He looks to his left. Clark scrambles, and he'll be sacked. Big loss on the play. And a 4th down. We'll play that 4th down when we come back, because that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, New Albany 28, Providence nothing. We'll take our break, and we'll be right back right after this. Stay with us on Glycod.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. New Albany leads Providence 28-0. Fourth quarter brought to you tonight by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. And a big thanks to our title sponsors this season, Interstate Batteries. You'll see they're up by the scoreboard, and they'll be there all season long. Clark drops back, puts it up in the air, receiver downfield, and he overthrows the entire student body. Nice arm from Mr. Clark, but receiver couldn't get to the ball. Incomplete pass, and that's...
Hasn't had the success in the second half. He's 2, 3, 4 for about 9 in the second half.
And that was a 4th down play, so a turnover on downs. And that will be a Pioneer ball. Am I mistaken here, or did I lose a down?
I They got 4th and 15, so they're going to punt.
That third quarter was very confusing how it ended. I'll just say that. A lot of mistakes and a lot of turnovers. Sloppiness reigns. Quick snap and not much of a punt from Clark. It gets a great roll though, stays in bounds, and finally rolls out at the 25.
Walked that sideline.
It sure did. 28-0 New Albany with the lead. And the Pioneers will take over 1st and 10. They'll spot it at the 26-yard line.
Third quarter stats here real quickly for Providence. 9 ball carries, 79 yards. 2 pass completions, but minus 2 yards. New Albany had 8 carries in that third quarter for 67 yards and 4 pass receptions for 42 yards. Big one, a TD pass to Mr. Peters for New Albany.
And the Pioneers go back to a spread offense. Dennis in the pistol. Smith to his left. Williams in motion. He gets the handoff, turns it upfield, and is thrown down across the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Dallas Pleiss.
On the stop for the Bulldogs.
2nd down and 4, 6-yard gain for Caden Williams. Big shout out tonight to our camera person, my daughter Ashton Beck.
Hey, there you go.
Is going to be our camera person, camera girl, camera woman, however you want to say it.
She's on the next floor down, though. That's the reason I lost track of her.
She's doing a fine job tonight, and we appreciate this. Brand new cameras this year, new upgrades. You'll see even more as the season develops. Hand off to Williams up the middle, not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for the Pioneers. It'll bring 3rd down and 4.
That's actually Smith, I believe.
That was Kevin Smith, my mistake.
So
no gain on the play.
0 on the game.
Dallas Pleiss.
But hopefully folks watching at home can see a better image, better picture.
Those who watched last year, hopefully watch again this year.
Yeah, our viewership increased every week. And,
super.
One thing you can do is like and follow our broadcast, and when the game starts, you'll be notified. Ooh, bad snap through the hands of Dennis.
That's trouble.
And he didn't get on it fast enough.
Oh,
and
don't tell me.
New Albany covered the ball.
Oh, my goodness, that's terrible. Too bad.
Joe Dennis, a little lackadaisical perhaps, chasing that loose ball, and Bulldogs saw it loose. Brandon Sandvin was quick, and he hustled back there and fell on it, covered the ball down at the 11-yard line. Bulldogs get a gift here in the 4th quarter. New Albany has had their challenges with Providence throughout the history of these two schools, football-wise, but it's been all New Albany the last 3 seasons.
Well, last 3, the average score we saw in Max Prep 35-7. So New Albany's had their way with the Pioneers, and it looks like it's happening again tonight.
Clark hands to Opal. Opal finds a little bit of a seam.
Oh, wow, what second effort.
That's 2nd and 3rd effort, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Opal with the score. And another touchdown for Opal. 11-yard run. And the Bulldogs tack on 6 more.
That's just disheartening for Providence. I mean, probably, you know, what are you going to say? They're not letting down, but it's hard to fumble the ball as they did. Bad snap to center. Gives New Albany the ball in that position.
1 play, touchdown.
Right, 11 yards.
Snap, Litzel Swope's quick kick is up, and it's good.
That guy can kick.
He sure can. 35-0. New Albany extends their lead. And the Pioneers coming off a little dejected at this point. And you might expect.
Feel for him. Keep your heads up. Try to finish the game. Try to get a score.
Things will improve.
Oh, sure they will. They're playing a good team.
It's a long season.
Big school. That's hard.
We'll update you on some other information here. Didn't get a chance to mention this earlier. Don't forget, coming up after the game, we'll talk about our outstanding players of the game, one from each team. And we got some folks to choose from tonight, so keep that in mind. That's coming up. But also want to thank one of our sponsors, Casa, who brings us game day weather. Didn't get a chance to do our pregame weather. We thought it was going to be stormy, and it looked that way most of the day, but turns out it's been dry and a beautiful, beautiful night for football.
Perfect night for Friday night football.
CASA, if you don't know, is a volunteer organization that helps enrich the life of children. If you'd like to do that, be involved, give of your time, they sure could use your help. Call CASA at 812-285-0743 or visit CASAVoiceClark.org. That's your game day weather. Perfect night for football. Temperature in the 80s. And no rain anywhere, and everybody said...
Yeah, I drove back from Indianapolis, and it was a gully washer up there, I'm telling you.
Amen. Here we go with the kickoff.
What's that guy's name?
That's Lissel Swope.
There you go.
And he puts it in the end zone for a touchback.
The deep receiver that time, Williams, back for one. Really only lining up at about the 15-yard line, so anything over their head they know is going to end zone.
Yep. Providence will start at their own 20-yard line. They've got 80 yards to go, trying to get their first score of the night. They trail 35-0 to the Bulldogs. These schools only about 7-8 minutes apart. Drive time. Most all of these kids grew up with each other.
Absolutely. That's just what I was sitting here thinking. They know each other.
Everybody.
They do summer ball together and all that, all sports. It's it's really just not the old bitter rivalries that we used to know of back in the day, like Jeff New Albany and Providence Clarksville or whatever, It's a lot different now.
Quick pitch to the right side. Caden Williams moves forward.
About 3 or 4 on the play.
He'll pick up about 4, maybe 3 on the carry. It depends on the spot. They put it down to 23, 2nd and 7. Pioneers.
Second carry this time. So Williams has been carrying the ball second half quite a bit. He had 4 carries, and that one big game gave him 84 yards. 4 carries, 84 yards in the third quarter, 2 for 9 in the fourth.
Pitch to the left side. And he's going to be close to the first down marker. It'll be just short. It's going to be about 3rd and 1.
Trying to spot the runner. Who is that?
And that's Caden Williams once again.
No, it's not.
It's not?
15-yard line, or number 16.
Is that number 16? Providence. No, that just ran that. I think it was Williams.
I thought it was Williams.
Okay.
3rd and 1. We're trying to get a second opinion there. It's going to be a first down. Caden Williams again called. And the tackle will throw him forward. Michael Ponto for the defense gets the stop, but not before Williams picks up a first down. And I think what we're seeing here is a few second-team players for New Albany on the defense getting some experience here in the fourth quarter. Not a bad idea from Coach Cooley. You're going to need some of these players late in the season, I guarantee it.
Oh, absolutely.
Tight formation of the offense for the Pioneers. 3-back set. Williams again goes to his left side, bounces around, and finally dragged down. Ball goes loose.
Tackle was
but was it a fumble? It was definitely a tumble, but was it a fumble?
Good ball attack on defense. Really brought the hammer down.
Joseph Carter with the stop for the Bulldogs, but 4-yard gain for Caden Williams. 2nd down and 6. Shout out to my father watching us tonight on his 4K TV down in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Wow.
He says we look good and sound even better.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Well,
it goes there. That's internet. Something else, that internet thing.
It looks good because he can't see me. That's why it looks good.
I got you.
2nd and 6. Quick pitch to Williams, right side, cuts it back. He'll get to the 45, couple more yards, but he's still 4 yards short of the first down. 3rd and make it 4. Well, they spot it back at the 44-yard line.
3rd and 5.
That's a 6th straight carry for Mr. Williams. And I know he goes both ways, so he's got to be a tired puppy out there right now.
He's been an impact player since his sophomore season a couple of years ago. It's fun to watch him. This time,
Smith.
That is actually 30. It looked like 31, but it is 31.
31. Oh, where'd he come from?
31's Jeremy Gettelfinger. He's a 5'8", 150-pound sophomore. He'll get some reps in the running back spot.
Ball on the, 49-yard line? 5 yards.
4th and 1. Big stop here. Can the Bulldogs get the ball back with 7:03 left in the fourth quarter? New Albany 35, Providence nothing. Tight offensive formation. Straight run. First down, Pioneers. As they push the pile forward, they're going to spot the ball at the 48-yard line, just across midfield.
Now that was Smith.
And that was Kevin Smith.
Smith with the carry, good enough for first down yardage. Use the ball.
Providence going back to a more old-school look there. The three-back set, quarterback under center. We don't see that often anymore, do we?
We sure don't. But you know something? They're getting yards on it. That's what. Where's that been the game?
Well, we got the New Albany second-team defense out there.
I think that's what that's going on.
Or a number of second-team players.
Yeah, we just don't see the defense that much.
Timeout, New Albany. They want to talk it over. We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stay with us.
Friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy! Oh, what I see there, in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here. Providence High School, the opening night of high school football, and starting to get some final scores coming across the wire. We'll update you with those as we get them.
Jeff loses 50-7, so not a good start for the Red Devils.
Not a big surprise. That trip down to Kentucky has not been very good for them the last few years. I don't think they've scored more than 12, 13 points in any of those contests.
You can hear where we get a little timeout on the field. The referee's talking. See what's going on out there. Game winding down finally. 6:39 left in the fourth quarter. Timeout, Providence.
That is correct. Now the Pioneers come back out on the field, staying in their tight offensive set. Some different players in the ball game for the Pioneers now. New quarterback and a new running back.
31.
That's Gettelfinger again. He'll pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry out across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. New quarterback for the Pioneers is Hayden Burke. Burke is a senior, 6'3", 200-pound. Primarily used as a wide receiver with Dennis at the quarterback spot, but Burke has some experience at that quarterback position, having played it bits and pieces the last couple of years. And he'll run the offense right now. I think Coach Dennison giving his players some reps as well. 2nd and 6. Quick pitch, Gettelfinger. He finds a seam, and he may have found a first down. We'll have to see where they spot the ball, but a nice run by Jeremy Gettelfinger. It's going to be just short. They've got 3rd and 1. Now New Albany just playing for defensive pride. Can they preserve the shutout? Pioneers would love to get a score on the board.
Yeah, they got plenty of time here. 5:27 left in the fourth quarter.
3rd and 1.
No secret about what they're trying to do now. Just line it up and power forward.
Gettelfinger. He runs behind his offensive line, powers forward. He'll pick up the first down. Stop made again by Michael Ponto.
Like about 7 yards.
A pickup of 6 on the play.
Call it 6 yards.
1st and 10, ball at the 33-yard line. New Albany Bulldogs kind of sloppy here in the second half, but put together a pretty decent ball game so far. Pioneers really struggle offensively, and
I'm wondering why the clock wasn't started. And that's what the referee is saying. Oh, Actually, Larry Dennison calling timeout.
Coach Dennison wants to have a chat. He'll do one, take one. We'll take one as well. Stand by. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Glidecon.com coverage, Kentuckiana high school football.
Dr. Carter's office. Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Paul Love here at Providence High School, but just remind you that next week we're going to go on the road. Paul and I take it on the road to Brownstown, Indiana. It's a great place for football, and they know how to do it well up there. Brownstown Central will take on Charlestown. Charlestown leading Silver Creek tonight. The last time we checked, we'll have an update on that score for you after the game is over. But tune in next Friday night. That game starts at 7 o'clock kickoff. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Brownstown Central hosts Charlestown, but tonight we're here at Providence. As the Bulldogs and the Pioneers kick off the regular season, it's been all New Albany so far. 5:12 to go, fourth quarter. First down Pioneers. They're knocking on the door. Can they get points before the game's over? Burke to Gettelfinger. That's a matchup that's been working well this drive. Another 5-yard gain. And I don't think we're going to see the Providence offensive starters back in the ball game. What do you think, Paul?
Don't think so. And you know, who's in there now is doing a pretty good job. And pick up 5 yards that time for Gettelfinger.
I guarantee you, Coach Dennison's looking for anybody that'll give him a spark. And you get a chance in the big lights, you better take it, especially if your name's Gettelfinger.
Oh, quarterback sneak.
Burke keeps it.
Burke got a touchdown.
Hayden Burke.
All right, nice move by Burke.
Touchdown by Hayden Burke.
Goes the entire
28-yard scamper into the end zone. Boy, and he did that with power. He hit that linebacker, knocked him back. I think it stunned the D-back, and Burke just blew past him, ran in there, and then a little fist bump in the end zone. Pioneers finally have something to cheer about tonight.
28 yards for the touchdown.
Schaefer goes in. He'll attempt the extra point. 35-6 your score. Something for the faithful to cheer.
Haven't heard his name called much, have we? Ball game.
Snap is good. The kick is not. It bounces off the left upright, and Schaefer not able to convert the extra point. The score will remain 35-6 with 4:29 to go in the fourth, and I believe it'll be New Albany's first attempt to execute some offense here in the fourth quarter.
I ask you that because I don't have anything. That was a long drive by Providence. A really good ball control. Like you said, that tight set backfield, just, 5 yards of cloud of dust all the way down the field. So ate up some clock, 4.5 minutes.
That is correct.
It's a long time to have possession of the football.
I want to thank some of our sponsors. We've got a lot of folks that make these games possible. Huge shout out tonight. Thank you to Gray & Wells Collision Center for their support of high school sports in Southern Indiana. Open weekdays at 2005 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville. They have, get this, 48 service bays. How do you even do that? 48 service bays and factory-trained employees to make sure that your car won't be off the road for long. It's Gray & Wells Collision Center in Jeffersonville. Holy cow, 48 service bays.
How many technicians they've got?
Better have at least 48. I imagine that and more. Back to the action here. Providence 6, New Albany 35, 4 1/4 to go here in the ball game. Pioneers saw a little spark that drive. Second team was started out with the first team, and then Coach Dennison made a switch there about halfway through the field. Put Berg at quarterback, Gettelfinger at tailback, and found some magic. New Albany perhaps contributed by removing some of their starting defense. But there's been a lot of cramps. They may have taken themselves out just because of pain. Schaefer lines up to kickoff. It approaches, and he'll squib it again. Bounces around. Loose ball. And finally covered by a Bulldog, but when it goes 10 yards, it's live.
Actually got touched there. That makes it dangerous.
Jacob Zamorano finally falls on it, and it'll stay Bulldog ball, 1st and 10. And I'll wait for them to put it down because these refs, they've made me a liar more than once tonight, but the spot.
38-yard line.
So you say.
Yeah. Until
it goes down, I'm not calling it.
There it is. That's what it is.
1st and 10, New Albany at the 38-yard line, and I suspect we'll see a few new numbers here. Used to say you could tell by the jerseys getting dirty.
Just what I was thinking.
Clean jerseys, but everybody's clean these days.
Not on these kind of fields.
The Tide folks,
mud.
They got to hate this turf action. Handoff up the middle. Quarterback is Keandre Winford, number 11. And the handoff to Jordan Roberson. Roberson picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And now our job for the last 4 minutes will be to try to figure out all these new players that are in the ball game.
Tell me.
That's Roberson on the carry. Winford takes the snap, hands off to Roberson again, left side. Bounces off one tackle and finally picks up another yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. Ball marked down at the 43-yard line. New Albany.
Move the ball up to the 43.
Yeah, it'll make it 3rd and 5 where they spot it.
3rd down and 5.
3.5 to go in the ball game. New Albany comfortably in the lead, 35-6. They've been in control from the very beginning. Winford back in the pistol. Roberson to his right. The snap is low, but he covers it. Roberson goes to his right. Finally turns it up. He's going to push ahead, and maybe enough second effort for a 1st down. We'll have to see where they spot the ball. It's going to be close to the 48-yard line, and that's close to a 1st down. I'll tell you one thing you don't see much anymore are the measurements.
No.
At about a yard.
You found out that these new umpires, these new referees, they have laser vision these days. Back when I played, the old guys had glasses and they had to bring the chains out, but they don't do that much anymore.
You're right. There has not been one measurement this whole ball game.
There weren't many last year either. Yeah. Very, very rare. I think somebody told them, speed it up.
And the fields are marked so well. I mean, we can call this from 50 yards away. Something like that.
Timeout called by Coach Steve Cooley. He wants to have a convo with his offensive squad. They make it a little bit short of a 1st down. It's going to be 4th and about a yard, maybe a half yard. They want to talk it over. But we have run through virtually all of our commercials trying to put caught up. Thank goodness for all the cramps out there that helped us get our inventory taken care of with the technical difficulties we had. Missed almost the entire 1st quarter, but finally got the game on the air. And folks, I think we figured the problem out. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I'm pretty confident next week we're going to get off without a hitch, and that'll be good. A lot of new bells and whistles, and again, we're excited about the football season and the basketball season coming up as well. It'll be here before you know it.
I was going to say, you might remind people they can always go online and watch this game anytime. Is that not correct?
That is absolutely correct. Very good marketing there, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think Chris Labar is going to send you a bonus
check
for that reminder.
There you go. It's a good thing, though. I mean, you go back and watch the game, you can.
That's right. 4th down, 4th and short. Winford in the shotgun. He's going to drop it, picks it up, looks at receiver out to the left in the flat, and it bounces to him. It was to Tim Johnson and couldn't get it there, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Providence gets a short field and 2:21 to play with.
Got a final score there. Male 41, Floyd is 3. And we already told you the Jeff score. They lost 50-0.
Pioneers will take over on the New Albany 40.
Not a big surprise. Male is a tough Tough game no matter who you are.
What an opener. I mean, Floyd's had that opener for years now, and they haven't done very well.
I think they beat Mayo one time.
Yeah, one of the better teams in the state of Kentucky, let's face it.
Yeah, that's, well, if you're going to deal yourself a tough hand, might as well go for the best.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers. They'll take over. Ball spotted at about the 47-yard line. And we're going to have a new quarterback and a couple of new players in for the Pioneers. Now appearing, starring in the quarterback role, number 8, Andrew Henderson, 5'8", 160-pound junior, and we've got another timeout. A game that started a half an hour late, and it will end hopefully before midnight.
It's getting late, isn't it?
8 minutes after 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. Those of you watching in the Central Time Zone, or as we call the slow time, it's still 9 o'clock.
So we'll get 1st and 10, Providence.
At the 47-yard line.
47-yard line. Okay.
And just a reminder once again, next Friday night, this game I think is shaping up to be one of the best on our schedule. Charlestown, I believe, a big winner tonight at Silver Creek, or hosting Silver Creek. And they take it on the road to Brownstown Central, a team that they've had some trouble with historically. Because
Mid-Southern Conference, those are the two more dominant teams in that league.
If you want to see a good smash-mouth football next week, tune in, 7 o'clock, 6:30 for the pregame. Back to this one, the snap. Gettelfinger on the carry. Gets through the first wave. He'll pick up 5 down to the 42. 2nd and 5. 2:10 to go. Clock continuing to run now. No timeouts remain for either team. I don't think either team going to be in a hurry here. Quarterback for the Pioneers, Andrew Henderson, brings the team out of the huddle. No urgency. Tight defensive set, tight offensive set. Pitch to Gettelfinger. Looks for a lane. Squeezes through and spurts out down to the 30-yard line. And we have another injury on the field. Player down, and is that Gettelfinger? And it's looks like another cramp. And what we need is a sponsor for athletic drinks, because apparently it's needed.
G2.
Yeah, something. But
that's a cramp where they're raising his leg.
They're going to take a quick break there. They take a stop. We'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage, Kentuckiana High School football.
My dealer smells like roses and cinnamon gum.
When I was born, my dealer brought a teddy bear to the hospital.
My dealer pays for my college tuition.
She makes the best chocolate chip cookies. Plus, she comes to all of my basketball games.
Now he calls me princess, which I don't really like, but he's cool.
Sometimes she even does my laundry.
Don't turn someone who loves you into your dealer. If your name isn't on the label, the pills aren't yours.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office, reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Paul Love, Mike Beck here, Providence High School, New Albany 35, Providence 6. It's been all Bulldogs this opening night. They've got to be happy with the way this has unfolded. Some things they'll need to address. I guarantee you, Coach Cooley's got a list of things he wants to fix before they face Castle next week. But by and large,
yeah, he can't,
successful.
Can't be dissatisfied at Providence.
Gettelfinger comes walking off under his own accord. Good to see that. Henderson under center. Pitch to the running back, gets to the outside, foot race down to the 10, and thrown out of bounds. And we're going to get a late hit for the Pioneers. and that was unnecessary. The run was beautiful from Cole Kreninger.
10-yard line to about the 8. A pickup of
But a late hit
on the play.
is going to cost them 15. And I saw that come in. New Albany player went flying out of bounds because he took a shot.
Penalty on the play will go against the Pioneers.
15-yard variety, and that great run pretty much nullified. The flag came down at the 12-yard line. We'll tack on 15, that'll push it to 27.
That's too bad.
Now they say it's a 10-yard block in the back, so they caught a slight break, but I thought that was going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty. They should say a block in the back. Henderson under center. Kreninger, the deep back. He'll take the pitch. Follows his blockers. Decent run down to about the 15-yard line.
It's the ball down to about the 15.
First down Pioneers with 1:19 to go. The clock stops with the move of the chains. As soon as the ball is set, the clock will restart. And the Pioneers are right at the line, ready to go. Referee waves the clock into motion. Henderson gets under center. Taking his sweet time. Wasted about 8 seconds there. Snap. Kreninger running straight ahead. Student body left this time across the 10-yard line down to the 9. If the Pioneers would like to get another score, they need to be a little bit more urgent about their motions.
Pickup of about 6 on the play.
2nd and 4 at the 9.
About 4 yards.
I don't know why Henderson is not just getting up under the center and snapping the ball if they want to score. He's wasted at least 15, 20 seconds. He'll keep it himself, run straight ahead, down to about the 6, maybe the 5. We'll see where they spot it. Quarterback keep.
Close to first down.
It's going to be short of the first down by a yard. 3rd and 1.
Spot the ball to 6, 3rd, about 1.
And clock management obviously not in the favor of the Pioneers. Henderson, hand off to Kreninger. Finds a seam, and he'll find the end zone. Touchdown. 4.7 seconds left in the game. And the Pioneers tack on 6 more, 35-12. Those points will show up in the scoreboard and the stat sheet, but they really were academic in a game that was decided a long time ago.
Really. It's making my stat keeping very, very difficult here at the end.
Well, Paul, you know.
I don't think I'm going to give you total team stats. I had too many lines here.
You've got, well, there's been a lot of players in this ball game.
We got the main ones.
They'll go for 2. Henderson under center. Deep back is Kreninger. Craig Bratcher in the backfield as well, number 32. Kreninger goes to his right, and he's drugged down. 2-point conversion not successful. With 0.2 of a second on the clock. New Albany 35, Providence 12. How do you 0.2 of a second?
How do you do that?
That's a twitch of an eyelid. And we'll have to have a kickoff because of that. I say squib kick and fall on it. Oh, they set the clock back to 4.7, so the referees correct that. 4.7 seconds left here in the ball game. New Albany will get the win. And just a reminder, next week we'll follow Charlestown up I-65 and jump over to Brownstown, Indiana. It's Brownstown Central. The Braves and the Pirates do battle. And no, my eyes don't deceive me. We're going to have a different kicker in now. Riley Gunther. He's an offensive lineman, 6'2", 225 pounds. And he's going to kick off here. Why not? We've seen everybody on the field but the cheerleaders. Short kick. covered by an up back, and that
they put more time on the clock.
They put it back to 4.7, yeah.
Okay.
And New Albany falls on it, ball's down at the 45-yard line. And I suspect New Albany will take a knee. Most of the New Albany fans have already exited stage right. And frankly, many of the Providence fans have found their way to Mr. Gaddy's as well.
Is that where they go?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I'm just trying to think of something close.
Roosters.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of places, but I probably shouldn't mention any of them since they aren't sponsors. That's right. No. You didn't pony up to the bar. You know, we're not going to give you any love. 2.7 seconds to go. New Albany's a kneel down away from their season opening victory.
Driving me up a wall, I started noticing like the second quarter, taking their sweet damn time.
First and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. Victory formation, sort of. They even spread the offense for their victory formation. And that's going to do it. Final score here, New Albany 35, Providence 12. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our post-game coverage, including our outstanding players of the game. You'll want to stick around and find out who won that honor. Stand by. Post-game coverage starts right after this on glycod.com.
Carter's office. Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
One fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No. When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office, reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Glycod's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday continues with the postgame show. A recap of tonight's action, recognition of tonight's top players, and scores of other games. Brought to you by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. If you have crime information to report, contact the Clark County Sheriff's Office tip line at 812-280-2276 or email tips at clarkcosheriff.com.
Mike Beck, Paul Love here at Providence High School. The final score, New Albany 35, Providence 12. And Man, what a ball game. Kicks off the opening season after a little hiccup when our broadcast's off and running. And let's talk about some stats. What do you have there for the Pioneers?
Well, Pioneers really ran out of room in that last quarter with the way they were running the ball down the field. But, only had 61 total yards in the first half. They did a much better job in the second half and don't have a total number of yards for them. But due for New Albany. New Albany, I had 381 total yards on 45 plays from scrimmage, so they pretty much dominated the game. New Albany, like you pointed out earlier, kind of sloppy along the way, especially in that second half with all the penalties and all the cramps in the legs and what have you.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, pretty good game for New Albany. Got to be very satisfied.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll have our outstanding players of the game. Stand by. More post-game coverage coming your way right here on GlyCod.com. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly, designing, building, innovating.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Kai?
What?
No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Back, Paul Love here. Post-game coverage continues. Final score, New Albany 35, Providence 12. And time to give you our outstanding players of the game tonight. Who were those outstanding players? Let's take a look at that tonight.
Which one you want? Let's go Providence
Let's
first.
start with Providence first. They were on the lose again.
Yeah. Once again, no surprise here. Caden Williams, I have him with 15 carries, a total of 114 yards. Of course, 64 of those came on that long run in the third quarter as well. So, on the ground game for Providence wasn't all that good tonight. But we honor Caden Williams with his Most Valuable Player award for the first game of the season.
Okay, Caden Williams. And how about for the Bulldogs?
Well, that's there's a lot of go around there. We like their kicker a lot.
Little Swole.
Yeah, I wanted you to say his name just one more time.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, you got to give it to Austin Opal. Out of those 381 total yards that we have, and of those 257 on the ground, Opal had 85 of them. He had 2 touchdowns, and he was the only player with 2 touchdowns in a 7-touchdown game performance tonight, combined for the 2. So really dominated play in the first half. Did have 2 fumbles. Almost wanted to take it away from him for that, but nevertheless, for a sophomore in his first game, first varsity start for New Albany, kudos to Austin Opal.
Just a sophomore. He can only get better from here, so maybe he'll grow a bit too. You never know. So
weight on him wouldn't hurt.
All right. Well, for more information on tonight's winners and for a listing of all the area winners of our most outstanding player, you can visit us at Glide glycod.com. We'll come back after this next break with final scores of other area contests and our final thoughts as we take a look at this one tonight. And by the way, we want to thank our sponsor. Tonight's Most Outstanding Players are brought to you by Kentuckiana Oral Surgery. There are 4 locations to serve you, including their brand new office behind Menards in Jeffersonville. So thank you to Kentuckiana Oral Surgery. We'll take a final break and be right back with some final scores and some final thoughts before we finally go home. That's all next, right here on glycod.com.
Is everywhere. I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs, call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah! 1 second.
I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Voniers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Voniers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Voniers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Voniers.com. Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers